All right, so this is me, high school student, broke as hell. Had no idea what I wanted to do with my career, but I worked the 9 to 5, tried all these different types of side hustles. 4 years later, this is me now. Living the dream, making a lot of money online, helping many people make money online as well, putting a business together that could sustain the lifestyle that I want. I want to tell you that it is possible, but it's also not easy. And I want to be able to tell you stories as to what seeds were planted back in the day, especially when I was younger, to kind of just manifest this life that you're kind of seeing online right now. Because I think that it's super important, and I want you to believe, and I want you to just have that faith that it is possible for you to do. You just need to put in the work. When I was 11 years old, one of my teachers came into my class. He was a very scary teacher, and he said something in the morning that really caught my attention, and it stuck with me for a very long time, and it made me think about ratios a little bit more and percentages, like the 1 and the 99%, about 1% of people being able to succeed and keep going, the 99% of people that just like stall and they delay their time to success every single day, when it's just like all you have to do is this one simple thing that I'll be talking about in this video to become successful, to manifest the life that you want and gain the skill sets that are required to sustain a lifestyle of abundance. He came into my class and he basically said, wow, there's so many students of you. The truth is only 3% of you, or maybe even 3 of you people, or 1 of you people will be able to make it to university. And that kind of made me think like, okay, like there's university, there's college. Obviously with university, you can assume that you're making a lot more money than the person in college, but that's not necessarily true. Because I know a lot of people that went through college and made a lot of money. I know a lot of people that more money than the people that went to university. And then I also know the other way around. So why is that? It just kind of put into perspective like, okay, like I need to gain a skill. I need to figure out what vehicle I wanted to pick, which was what career path that I wanted to take. And I need to figure out who I had to become in order to achieve the set goal that I put for myself. When I was younger, as 17 years old, when I got into high school, I was always thinking like, oh my God, like look at all these YouTubers making all this money. Look at all these people doing all these cool things that I want to do, living the life, getting their dream girl, going on vacation 24/7. I was envious of those things because I never had that when I was a kid. I went up to my dad and I said, you know what? Hey dad, like we don't make a lot of money. You can't seem to buy a lot of the stuff. And I asked him, why don't you just quit your job and go back to school? And I couldn't really understand why it wasn't possible, because in my mind, I'm thinking like anything is possible, right? Because I watch YouTube videos about people saying like, work hard, do this, work, go to bed, wake up, work, and grind, and things will happen. It's possible, it's possible, it's possible. But I do it, but I can't. If I was able to, and I can go back in time, I wish I could. When I was 17 years old, after I crashed my parents' car, and high school was coming to an end, I came into this conflict. And it was the conflict of what career path am I going to take? So it doesn't matter if you're 14 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, in your 30s, your 40s. This is going to apply to you, and there's things that you can do to change that in order to start living more abundantly and living the life that you want. The 3 careers that I was stuck between when I was 17 years old was, number 1, art school. I would basically just, I don't know what I'd do film or something like that. So I had art school, right? I also had nursing. And then I also had the thought of the idea, because I was watching all these videos online, of becoming an entrepreneur. So whether that be trading, whether that be SMA, whether that be e-commerce and drop shipping, it was split between these things. The reason why I liked art was because I like singing, I like playing instruments. I actually really enjoy drawing. And I always loved being able to just pick up the camera and record things. Hence, it's very ironic that I'm doing it now and I don't even have an art degree. When I started like looking at all of these careers, I had to become a little bit curious. I had to start looking for clues as to whether or not, if I were to pick this career, will this give me the ideal lifestyle that I have? So I had to really ask like a bunch of people that have an art degree, where are you working now? Like, how was art school? How much money did you invest into it? And they invested a lot of money into it, but the degree that they got out of it, now they're living downtown, they're living in very, very poor areas and literally behind on their credit card bills. So I knew that if I were to stretch out this timeline and I actually continued it, the question became like, what's the finish line like? Right? Because I started asking all these people that were in art school, what are you doing now after you got that degree? And they said, oh, I work at Starbucks. Oh, I work at Target. So then I asked myself, okay, if I were to stick with art school and I were to continue, then does that mean that I'm going to be working at Starbucks or Target or doing something that has nothing to do with art? Or are they prolonging their career? I don't know. So I thought to myself, you know what? If I just picked up a camera and started recording stuff and posted stuff online like I'm doing right now, then I'll be able to make something happen. Like I can do film without going to school for it. Maybe, you know, in some cases, unless you want to get into like movie theater or anything like that, maybe it does require school. But also on top of that, like the amount of money I was making too in this, if I were to go to like, you know, working for like a broadcast news channel or something like that where I'm behind camera and I'm filming movies or TV shows, that I actually wouldn't be making a lot of money. I'd actually be making between 40 to 60K per year, maybe even less, 35 to 40K per year. And some of the people with the art degree actually aren't making that amount of money. They're making under $26,000 per year. So I asked myself, okay, if I were to get this art degree, then it's completely useless. So then I started thinking about nursing. The reason why I had to start nursing, or why I even did it in the first place, was because I had a bunch of family members that were nurses. So I would always just take their word and see, you know, I always trusted them, you know, their family. Of course I'm gonna trust them, and that nursing is a great career, that it's going to be great, that I should focus on my studies and save enough money in order to become wealthy. But the truth is that if you're thinking about saving your last dollar and not investing it, saving money isn't going to get you rich. Investing money is going to get you rich. So you need to be able to take bigger leaps, you need to be able to be more abundant, and you have to pick a vehicle. But aside from that, nursing school, I did the same thing that I did for art. Okay, if I were to start nursing school, what would my finish line look like in the next 10 years? I would be 3 years into nursing school. I'm 18 years old. I start nursing school at 19 years old. If I do this for 3 years, I make 60K per year, max. Well, not even max, maybe 60 to 80K a year. 60 to 80K per year. Now, if I want to make over 6 figures, right? I would have to wait 10 years into the career to make 100K per year. And then I asked myself, do I really want to wait 10 years after spending so much money and investing into my school tuition for nursing, for all these scrubs, these textbooks, wasting time with a bunch of degenerates, partying my guts out in college, to in 10 years, 22 years old, make 100K at 32? It just didn't make any sense to me. And then you start thinking about like, oh my God, like mortgage payments, car payments, the car loans that you can get, credit cards racking up, having to be able to provide for your girlfriend, your family members, whoever it is. You know, you barely have enough money to cover a damaged vehicle or something like that, like something bad happens. You don't have enough money to save that's saved up for a rainy day because everything is just going into something else. After that thought process, believe it or not, I actually got into nursing. Here's a picture of it right now. But I actually got out of it because 3 months in, this kept on taking over. Because every single day that I would wake up or go to bed, I would turn on the camera or turn on my phone, watch a bunch of YouTube videos on teenagers making a shit ton of money. And I always wondered, how is this possible? This is me right now. 4 years in, made millions of dollars in revenue online, been able to help so many different people scale their businesses from 10 to 100K per month, whatever it might be, from 0 to 10K per month. And I don't know when the finish line is going to be, because every time I go down and deeper down this rabbit hole, I always learn new stuff. The thing is, I spent my 4 years learning about personal development, learning about the vehicle that I want to make money in, and also making adjustments and thinking abundantly. And I still don't know what else there is, because there's so much that you can learn out there. But take it from me, again, understand this, whatever situation that you're in, you need to be real. Art school, if I were to stick for 10 years, I'd probably be living in some apartment in, I don't know, not great. I'll tell you that. Nursing, it would take me 10 years to make 100K per year. As an entrepreneur, I'm free. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can spend my money how I like. I can go to the club if I really wanted to and go do degenerate stuff and still make the same amount of money the next morning that I spent on bottle service or whatever it might be. I can do anything I want. So the question becomes like, okay, but Adrian, how did you even create time for yourself to do it? Honestly, you gotta be able to get your priorities straight. A lot of people that I start working with in the beginning, they don't have their priorities straight. And the best way to get your priorities straight is to be aware of the problems that you are currently facing and being honest with yourself. My favorite quote is actually something that I read out of a book called 101 Essays That Will Change Your Life. And it said, what is in the way becomes the way. Being able to face your fears and being able to go against the person in the mirror every single day, that is the one person, that is the only person that can create limiting beliefs in your mind. And that is the only person that can take action to change your life. So trust me on this one. There's a lot of people out there that are in art school and they're not doing the things that this degree offers. There's people in nursing that are absolutely miserable. I'm not going to become that person. I was not going to become that person. But I knew if I figured out a way to make money online, that I'll be well on my way to millions of dollars. So if there's anything that you can get out of this video, look at your life and understand that you are in complete control. Any problems that you are facing, you are in complete control and you have the ability to change that. Any limiting belief that you have thought about or that has come in your way, that has conflicted with your ability to become successful, you can get rid of that. But you have to understand that you have to be able to, number one, surround yourself with a better community. Number two, you need to be able to choose a vehicle that will make you money. For me, that was e-com. Number three, you need to be able to learn and put yourself in a position to gain skills, okay? A lot of you guys are skillful in your own domains. And for me, I'm skillful in e-com, I'm skillful in content creation, I'm skillful in human connection, I'm skillful in communication, and that's why I was able to succeed. Now, a lot of you guys have skills. You guys have skills of whether you're not, you can draw, or if you can edit, or maybe you're really, really good at mathematics, you're really, really good at science, you're good at studying. Whatever that skill is, in the beginning stages of your journey, of developing that skill, it was always hard. It was actually very, very rocky, right? I want you to put it this way. When you are starting something out, when you're learning how to do something in the beginning, it's always going to be hard. But as you start to repeat and flex that muscle in your brain of the repetitive actions that you have to take, things become a lot easier. It becomes more efficient. It's the same way with business. So the same way that you study to get a really good job on a test or a really good job on an assignment, you can reverse engineer that and study how you were able to get that goal, get that result, and apply it to business. Also on top of that, importance of community. Why do you need a community? Well, if you don't have a community, there's nobody around you that can support you and support your dreams. The thing about a community is that with them, you'll be able to relate to people that want to achieve the same things that you do. Because the worst thing that you can do is to talk to people and take advice from people that aren't on your path, that don't want to do the things that you want to do. I was just talking to a 16-year-old kid in my Telegram community, and he was basically saying that, or a 17-year-old kid that was in my Telegram community, turns 18 in 3 months, and he basically said that, you know what, like, I want to do this, I want to get started, I want to take action, but I have all these different friends that are telling me that I can't achieve it. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, again, what career are they in? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they trying to make money online? No, so why would you take advice from them or allow it to even affect you, right? Also, on top of that, if you want to become successful, you need coaches. Think about learning how to play a sport or learning certain plays or playing as a team in basketball, football, soccer, whatever it might be. Every great athlete, or in order to become a really great athlete, you need somebody that can coach you, somebody that can tell you what to do, tell you what you're doing wrong, so that way you can correct your mistakes. A lot of people don't know what their mistakes are, or what mistakes are going to, are foreshadowing in the future, right? So have somebody to tell you that, hey, you can fix this, you can change this, but this is how you do it. Just follow it, and I trust you that you can do it, and I'm gonna push you to do it. You need a coach. But aside from that, if you want to get really, really good at a skill, it's repetition. You have to flex that muscle in your brain, doing it over and over and over again until it almost becomes second nature. I was talking to this guy yesterday, very smart individual. And you guys might be thinking that I'm like the smartest guy in the world and I know everything. I really don't know anything, all right? You can't really quantify intelligence. I was talking about business and he was like, wow, what the heck is this? And then he started talking about engineering and I was like, I've never heard this before in my life. There's a lot of things that we don't know, but I am very skilled in this. He was skilled in engineering. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to really just like take a moment for yourself to just look at your career path. Think about the things that you want to do. I know that maybe right now you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. But just look at what the career options that you have right now and let's just start eliminating the things that you don't want to do. So then that way you can get closer to your goal and then things just get a little bit lighter. You'd start taking off those problems off of your shoulders. Write down every single career that you've thought about doing. Stretch out the timelines, 10 years, where will you be? Who's been in those positions? What did they experience? How is their life now? Is that the life that I want to live? Do you want to live a mediocre life? Sure, that's fine. Like if you want to live a mediocre life, it's totally cool. I'm not going to judge. But if you want to do a lot more things and go above and beyond and become more successful, you want to make more money, you want to travel the world, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is just a label, okay? It's literally just a label. You don't have to, in order to make tens of thousands of dollars per month, you don't need to be an entrepreneur. You just need to be skillful in a vehicle. That's it. But aside from that, this is my mind when I was 17 years old And you can apply this same thought process when you are going into your career, when you're stuck in life and you just seem to always find ways to fuck up. Think about this. It might help you out. Might even save your life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.